Hi and welcome to my channel. Look, I like to talk about getting the best UK jobs so that you can get access to the best opportunities to progress, excel, thrive, and live a beautiful life in this country. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you three top reasons why you should 100% get a job to work for the NHS. So the NHS is the National Health Service in the UK. And let me tell you, when you hear about a health service, it doesn't mean that you're a carer or a nurse or a doctor. Healthcare facilities need all professionals in order to run successfully, which means there are people in IT, there are plumbers, there are skilled workers, unskilled workers, there's all sorts of positions that work for the NHS. So it doesn't matter which job you want, what your qualifications are, whether they've got any degree, no degree, ALT, no ALT. There is an opportunity to work for the NHS that is going to be perfect for your personal circumstances. I could go on with thousands of reasons to work for the NHS, but I'm going to focus on the top three. So if you're new to my channel, you're welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate your time. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, don't be a stranger on here. Hit that subscribe button right now so you're the first person to be notified every single day when I drop a new video on here at 10 a.m. prompt UK time. This is a commitment, this is dedication that I'm making to you, basically. So when I found out about the NHS in the UK, my life changed. I didn't know about the NHS. But ever since I found out, I have worked for the NHS till today. So I still currently work for the NHS. And I cannot begin to list, I'll do a separate video on that, the opportunities that I have had just working for the NHS. And I think one of the biggest advantages or one of the biggest things that I can think about is the fact that when I bought my house, I was given £15,000 free by the house provider because I worked for the NHS. And that made a massive difference in my deposit and buying that house. So I got £15,000. The person simply said, Melvis, I am so overwhelmed that you work for the NHS. I appreciate all of what you do. And so we're going to give you £15,000 free to add to how much you've saved to buy a house. And this company gave us £15,000. And in case you're wondering which company this is Barrett Company. And look, I'm sharing this because I'm forever grateful for this company for what they did. And this was simply because I worked for the NHS. So I do have a free newsletter, which I've dropped in the comment section below, where I share information about free visa sponsorship opportunities to move to the UK, opportunities available to work for the NHS, work from home jobs that you can do, earn a lot of money without a degree, without any experience, side business ideas that you can start, earn a lot of money, retire early, live a beautiful life before arthritis set in. So it won't take you 20 seconds to join my newsletter. You drop your name and email, and you are part of the newsletter. So, working for the NHS, what does it mean? Look, it is the first thing I'm going to say is job security. The NHS is the only provider in the UK where if you get a job with the NHS, look, you're secured. You know that you have a job. You're settled for life if you want to stay there. All the other providers, especially on overseas candidate, you're doing domiciliary care, you're doing nursing homes. Look, you can be sacked any day. You can literally be at home and then the next day you come to work and they're like, Melvis, you're sacked. You cannot do anything about that. The NHS, that cannot happen. And this is because the NHS is government. The NHS is a government institution. It's like you're working for the government. So the advantages that you have are immense. Job security is the first thing. And this is the reason why if you're working for the NHS and you're buying a house, look, you're going to get a house like easy. You know why? Because they know that your job is secure with the NHS. So it has a huge impact as well on your personal life as an individual. If you go anywhere and say, look, I work for the NHS, you're buying a house, you will get a house. And buying a house is quite a lot involved. Interest rates, deposits, there is a lot that is involved. If you work for private companies, it is not easy. I'm not saying you can't buy a house, but I mean, it is not the same thing because the job security with the NHS, everybody in the UK is aware that Bang on, that is it. And all the drama when it comes to overseas candidates with losing certificate of sponsorship, with agents charging money. Look, all of that drama doesn't happen within the NHS because it is very highly controlled, it is government run, and those people cannot infiltrate within that sector. And in case you're wondering who I am, by the way, I'm yapping about. My name is Melvis. Like I said, I work as an advanced nurse practitioner for the NHS right now. I've worked for the NHS for the last 10 years. I've been in the UK for almost 13 years now. In September this year, I'm going to be 13 years in the UK. But I've worked for the NHS for about 11 years or so now. And let me tell you, I started my journey as a carer in a nursing home, and then I decided to study nursing, found out about the NHS, bang on, went in as a healthcare assistant. That's how I started my journey. And immediately my earnings improved, the flexibility with working night shifts as a student, it was absolutely amazing. Even my financial situation changed when I got to the NHS. And that's why I have remained within this organization till now. And 5 years, I was already able to progress within the most senior clinical nursing position, which is working as an advanced nurse practitioner. So my job currently is very highly paid. I appreciate that I have to make very important decisions regarding patient care. But the truth is, it is worth it. It is just amazing. I love what I do, and I would not change that for the world. And I've had two masters with the NHS that sponsored me to do that. If I was working for a private organization, I would not be in the position. And let me tell you one secret, with my job, if I go to work for a private organization, I will earn a lot of money. But those private organizations offer no training to get to this position. So they want you already trained and ready. And it is only the NHS that offers that training. With most of the courses, most of the jobs, most of the career progression opportunities, you won't get them elsewhere. And that is why it leads us freely to the next stage, which is career progression. By the way, I have a private career coaching program where I support with getting these visa sponsorship jobs, getting jobs with the NHS, getting apprenticeships so that you can get into the NHS, study and work at the same time without paying any tuition fees. You want to get into healthcare, you're like, oh my goodness, how do I proceed with this? I'm your girl. If you check the description box below or the about section of this YouTube channel, you're going to see a link to join my private coaching program. Once you do join, then you're going to get that tailored, individualized, and personalized guidance. We also have a community, where you're going to have access to some of the most ambitious people that are going to guide you, going to lead you, are going to help you so that you can be more aware and just to help that UK journey. So if you're in the UK right now, you're working as a carer, you want to transition into something else, in nursing, for example, or you're a nurse or midwife back home and you're like, oh my goodness, Melvis, how do I get back into my profession? Or you just want to get into the NHS so that you've got that job security. The NHS also offers visa sponsorship if you're overseas. You can get jobs there and start on the right footing from day one. That's what I'm here for. So again, you want to check out that coaching program. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll be able to answer them. So like we've said, job security, career progression. Yes, you're gonna get supported. You're gonna get managers who are funny. There's always gonna be people who are a bit arsy, but look, you can just leave. And let me tell you, the biggest advantage working for the NHS, if you are on visa sponsorship. By the way, what's your situation right now? Leave that in the comment section below, and I'll be able to give you some information and some guidance on how you can proceed to the next step. So leave that in the comment section. Where do you currently work? What is your main goal and objective right now? The biggest advantage is the fact that if you're changing jobs, you don't need to change your sponsor because the NHS is so big, you can just move jobs to another department or another ward or another sector and still keep your same visa without having to change or having to switch, having to apply for a new job. It is so much hassle, but you only appreciate that when you find yourself in that situation. So first thing, job security hands down beats any other organization. The next thing, career progression, beats any other organization for that. And the third thing is the pension. Yes, you may be young now, you're thinking, Melvis, who cares about the pension? You know what I mean? I don't care. But the truth is, we are all aging. Old age is going to catch up with many of us. In fact, to be old is such a privilege that not everybody will live to see. So, as we're aging, we need to think about how we're going to manage our old age pension. The NHS currently has the best pension in the UK when it comes to a private pension. And what this means is that your employer also puts in about 21% every single month into your pension pot, which is huge. No other employer puts as much as that. So again, I've done a whole video on the NHS pension. I'm going to link it somewhere here so you can have a look. I'm also going to link up visa sponsorship opportunities that are currently available, which jobs give sponsorship, so that you can explore and you can see that, look, it's not just about clinical jobs. There are non-clinical healthcare jobs as well. If you want me to do extensive videos on some of these jobs, how to apply, everything that is needed, please just leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll be able to do those videos and provide that information. Because having worked for the NHS now for the past 11 years, I have gathered extensive experience. I have moved from being a carer, which is currently, the most junior clinical nursing position, right through to the top. So I've had my own fair share of managers, of journeys, of systems, of processes, of colleagues, and literally every single thing. And that's why when I talk about these things, I talk from a place of experience, from a place of know-how, from a place that I want you to get access to these opportunities. I want you to know that there is more in this country, because I know that there are colleagues who are like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do with myself? Was it worth coming to the UK? This domiciliary care is so tough. Working, look, there are other options. There are loads of options they can explore. So the NHS pension obviously does that. There are lots of advantages as well with the pension. I won't get into the details of that because I've done a full video on it. But what I will say is, if you need guidance getting NHS jobs, I can guide you with that. I can offer the personalized guidance. How should you position yourself? What do they need for each job? If you're applying for apprenticeships, how do you go about it? Which ones are best for your personal circumstances and your career goals? And yes, the NHS does offer visa sponsorship if you are an overseas candidate or if you're in the UK and you need to switch. So please don't overlook it. Look at the opportunities that you have to grow. But most importantly, as an immigrant, the least thing you need is the job security. And the NHS offers that. No other organization, the private organizations, they're going to be threatening every day. I know people that are being threatened every day. I'm like, look, get another job. Get to work for the NHS. Nobody's gonna be singing on top of your brain every day that, oh, we've given you sponsorship, blah blah blah. You should do this. It's unacceptable behavior. That should not be tolerated. So again, I do appreciate your time, and if you haven't joined my newsletter, check the comment section below and do join. If you like this content, just hit that like button. It lets me know you enjoy content like this and I should do more. And if you've got any colleagues, friends, loved ones, family who can benefit from this info, do share with them so that they're aware of what these opportunities are. And check out these other videos that I've linked up just here to give you more information about the NHS and what it's about. I appreciate your time. I'll see you.